Hello, future officers. Welcome back to our history series. Today we're time traveling back to ancient India to explore one of the most magnificent empires ever, the Mauryan Empire. Now I know what you're thinking. Another dense chapter for UPSC prep? Don't worry, we're going to make this fun, memorable, and packed with all the juicy details you need to ace your exams. So let's set the stage. It's the 4th century BCE. The Nanda dynasty in Magadha is, let's just say, not winning any popularity contests. Their king, Dhanananda, was known for being a bit of a tyrant and hoarding wealth. Meanwhile, Alexander the Great had just waltzed through the northwest, leaving a power vacuum and a bunch of small, squabbling states. The scene was ripe for a hero, a unifier. Enter our protagonist, Chandragupta Maurya. This guy's origin story is the stuff of legends. Some texts say he was from a humble background. Others link him to royalty. But what everyone agrees on is his sheer ambition and brilliance. And he wasn't alone. He had the ultimate mentor, the OG political strategist, Chanakya, also known as Kautilya or Vishnugupta. Think of them as the ultimate power duo. Chanakya, fueled by a personal grudge against the Nandas, spotted Chandragupta's potential and decided to groom him for greatness. Together they raised an army. The Arthashastra, Chanakya's masterpiece, gives us a sneak peek into their strategy. It wasn't just about brute force, it was about espionage, diplomacy, and winning public support. They first secured the northwest, dealing with the Greek remnants left by Alexander. A key event here is the treaty with Seleucus Nicator, one of Alexander's generals. Around 305 BCE, Chandragupta didn't just defeat him, he got a huge chunk of territory, what is now Afghanistan and Balochistan, and even a royal marriage alliance. In return, Seleucus got 500 war elephants. A pretty good trade, right? With the northwest secure, Chandragupta turned his eyes to the main prize, Magadha. He marched on Pataliputra, the capital, overthrew Dhanananda, and in 322 BCE, the Mauryan Empire was officially born. This wasn't just another kingdom. It was India's first great empire, stretching from the Himalayas in the north to the Deccan in the south, and from Afghanistan in the west to Bengal in the east. For the first time, a vast part of the subcontinent was under a single centralized rule. Now, for UPSC, the administration is key. How did they manage this massive empire? Chanakya's Arthashastra is our primary guide here. The empire was divided into provinces, which were further divided into districts and villages. Pataliputra was the central hub. The king was the supreme authority, but he was assisted by a council of ministers, the Mantri Parishad. The bureaucracy was extensive and highly organized. You had departments for everything: revenue, treasury, military, justice, even espionage. They had superintendents or adhyakshas, managing everything from agriculture and trade to mining and liquor. Sounds a lot like a modern government, doesn't it? The economy was booming. Agriculture was the backbone, and the state took a keen interest in it, building irrigation systems like the famous Sudarshana Lake in Gujarat. Trade routes, both land and sea, flourished. The Mauryans minted their own currency, beautiful silver punch-marked coins. This economic strength was crucial for maintaining their massive standing army. Megasthenes, the Greek ambassador in Chandragupta's court, wrote in his book Indica about the grand city of Pataliputra and the might of the Mauryan military. After a successful reign, Chandragupta did something extraordinary. He abdicated the throne, became a Jain monk, and went to Shravanabelagola in Karnataka, where he is said to have ended his life by Salakana, a Jain ritual of fasting. Talk about a dramatic exit. His son, Bindusara, took over. He's often called the son of a great father and father of a great son. A bit overshadowed, but he was no slouch. He maintained the empire, expanded it further south into the Deccan, and kept good relations with the Greeks. He was known by the title Amitragata, which means slayer of foes, so he definitely held his own. But then comes the most famous Mauryan of them all, Ashoka the Great, Bindusara's son. Ashoka's early reign was marked by ambition and conquest, just like his grandfather's. He was a ruthless commander, and his crowning military achievement was the Kalinga War, around 261 BCE. Kalinga, modern-day Odisha, was a prosperous state that had resisted Mauryan rule. The war was brutal. Ashoka's own rock edicts tell us that hundreds of thousands were killed, deported, or died from the aftermath. This is the turning point of our story. The sheer scale of death and destruction horrified Ashoka. It triggered a profound personal crisis and a complete change of heart. He abandoned the policy of military conquest, Berighosha, and adopted a new policy of cultural and spiritual conquest, Dhammagosha. He embraced Buddhism, but his Dhamma was not just Buddhism. It was a universal ethical code. What was this Dhamma? It's all laid out in his famous edicts, inscribed on rocks and pillars all across the empire for everyone to see. These are a goldmine for UPSC questions. The major themes of Dhamma were non-violence or ahimsa, respect for elders and teachers, kindness to servants and slaves, and religious tolerance. He appointed special officers called Dhamma Mahamatas to spread this message and look after the welfare of the people. Ashoka's reign marks the zenith of the Mauryan Empire. He built stupas and viharas, sent Buddhist missionaries to places like Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, and even the West. He is remembered not as a conqueror, but as a benevolent ruler, a patron of peace. His legacy is embedded in modern India, the Ashoka chakra in our national flag, and the lion capital of Sarnath as our national emblem. So why did such a mighty empire decline? After Ashoka's death around 232 BCE, a series of weaker rulers followed. The empire began to fracture. There are several theories for the decline. One is the financial strain. Maintaining a huge army and bureaucracy was expensive. Another is the resentment of the Brahmanical class against Ashoka's pro-Buddhist policies and his ban on animal sacrifices. The sheer size of the empire also made it difficult to control from a single center, especially with less capable rulers. The final blow came around 185 BCE. The last Mauryan king, Brihadratha, was assassinated in a public military parade by his own commander-in-chief, Pushyamitra Shunga, who then established the Shunga dynasty. And just like that, the curtains fell on the Mauryan Empire, but its legacy is undeniable. The Mauryans gave India its first unified empire, a template for centralized administration, a thriving economy, and unforgettable contributions to art and architecture like the polished pillars and rock-cut caves. Most importantly, through Ashoka, they gave the world a timeless message of peace and compassion. So that's the Mauryan Empire in a nutshell. From the strategic genius of Chanakya and the ambition of Chandragupta to the profound transformation of Ashoka. Remember the key names, the administrative terms, the concept of Dhamma, and the reasons for the decline. This is a super important topic, and I hope this made it a little more exciting for you. Keep up the great work with your studies. You've got this. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more history breakdowns. See you in the next video.